Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody keeping? Thanks for coming back in. At the moment, I don't have any earworms, but I'm sure I think JP is going to be coming in. Scott's going to be coming in about 15:15. He's busy doing something at the moment, so he'll come in and get caught up with them a bit later on. Jamie's just messaged saying he's going to be a couple of minutes late, so we'll expect him when he lands. So who have we got in? Mike, Midnight Joker, Tommy Dunn, good afternoon, both of you. Keith's in, hi Keith. Tommy, hi Tommy. Demo, hi Demo and Brian. Georgianne, hello Georgianne. Mark's in, how do? All right there, pet. Not bad, bunny lad, not bad. Just go down, scroll down a bit. Oh, Jay's in. Hiya, Jay. Steve Ellis. Hi, Steve. Paul's in. Good afternoon, Paul. Wibby Woodshed. Where are we? I think that's about it for now. Right, a bit of a change of plan. I was going to be doing a cherry natural edge from a freshly cut piece of cherry. That's been fighting me all morning, so I've decided to bin that idea for today. So what I've got on, I've got a really gnarly piece of apple on here. I'll just change camera and show you. So there we go. I've got a really gnarly piece of apple. It's got a bit of a crotch piece here. So we're going to be doing that this afternoon. Hopefully everything goes okay. Ian B's in. Good afternoon, Ian. So we'll get started. I'll get myself sorted, get stuff out of the way, and then we'll get started and see how it goes. Should be good for a laugh, if nothing else, if everything goes wrong. Bring me tool rest up. Make sure everything's missing there, which it is. I'm not going to bother circling this off. I'm just going to get straight in and start shaping. Keith, the postie has been, and he didn't leave anything as yet. So if it was sent by Royal Mail, maybe it'll arrive tomorrow. If not, it'll probably arrive on Monday, I would think. Is the video okay? It's not bleaching everything out on there. And is the sound okay? If you could let me know. Mike's asking, is the core rotten? No, I don't think the core's rotten on this. No, it's just a bit gnarly. Is the core rotten? I'm just getting that, Mike. Too early, mate, too early. Picture and sound are fine. Thank you, Mark. Thanks, Steve. Tommy. Everybody. Oh, yeah, it seems to be okay for everybody. Right, turner on. We are turning at the moment just under 500. This is going to be interesting. Taking things very gentle with this to start off with. Just going through the bark at the moment. I'm just wanting to get a bit of a straightening in here before I really get into it. I've got this piece held on a faceplate ring today. I wasn't going to risk just the way I usually do things with the drilling out a mortise with a forcing a bit. I thought that might be a bit hairy for this, so I've got it on a faceplate ring, so it should be quite secure. I'm undecided at the moment on whether to put it onto a put a mortise in I'll have a tenon on the bottom. I'll decide that a bit later on, once I get a bit of shape into it. The annoying thing about this piece and the piece of apple I turned the other day is all the really knobbly bits and everything on here. They all tend to be just surface. Once you actually get into the wood, they all tend to go away, which is a bit annoying. Mike, yeah, the VB weighs something. I think it's something like 350 kilograms of VB weighs. I'm afraid my bathroom skills don't go up that far. Although with the size of me, they probably should. Let's have a look and see how it's doing. Oh, that's coming along nicely. With anything done like this, you are going to end up losing a fair bit off the bottom. But you've got to try and find a nice solid piece of wood for either putting the mortise into or fastening the tenon onto. And as you can probably tell, I'm cutting a fair amount of air at the moment. Well, what's happened? Has my internet connection dropped? Yep, Scott's in. Hang on, I'll bring Scott in. There he is. Hey, Scott.
Hello, mate. You alright?
I'm fine.
Sorry, Dad's taxi was being called.
All right, okay. All right, Jay, okay. I think the internet had a bit of a wobble there for a minute.
Have you gone through everyone that's in, or do you want me to run through?
No, I've been through.
Cool, mate. Afternoon, everyone. So, Colin Roberts has just joined. Something from
Hey,
the
Colin.
shed.
I was just saying to everybody, Scott, that I had to have a change of mind. The piece of cherry I was going to do has basically been fighting me all morning.
Okay.
So I've put a really gnarly piece of apple on instead. Still freshly cut.
We like changes and challenges.
Right, I think that's bleaching out a bit. I'm going to turn these lights off.
Yeah, it's a little bit bleached out.
See if that's any better. I did play around with the camera settings, but I don't think it's made that much difference. Oh, hang on.
Still a little bit bleached.
Just stupidly switched me bloody lathe off there. That wasn't very clever. Was it?
Oh. So Mike's saying that the cherry won. It might have won today, but it won't beat Wayne.
No, I was trying to get a. Where have I put it? Oh, I'll probably put it away. So it's over on the pillar drill. Yeah. I was trying to get a mortise in the bottom, but the bark was that thick that it wasn't going to play. Let's just put it that way.
It wasn't going to play today, but it will play.
It will. Now, have I got enough in there? No, I haven't. There's a small ingrowth just here, and that's meaning this is going to have to go a fair bit. Oh, I'm going to have to lose a fair bit of wood.
Get a foot on it. Oh, I can fix my belt sander now.
Oh, you got a new belt?
Yeah, the postman's just been. Complete with my really expensive super glue from the States.
Right.
Blame JP for that.
How much did that cost in customs?
15 quid.
Yes.
It better be as good as JP says it is. Something from the stick, guys. Advice needed, please. The wife has hinted she wants a vase, and now I'm thinking of turning her one for our anniversary. Only thing is, the thought of turning scares the crap out of me. What do you think? So I'm trying to think what something from the shed's first name is. Start small. Would be my advice. Have a look at different bits. There's loads on the internet. My first vases were bud vases, and my mentor Keith, Circular Woods and Keith, taught me, and they just have I think there's a 7mm hole down the middle, and they take an artificial flower. You can buy glass tubes that are like test tubes, and put one of them in. You don't have to go for the big hollowed bit. But I'm sure Wayne's you've done a vase video, haven't you, Wayne?
I've done a few vase videos.
Yeah, so I'm sure if you look on Wayne's channels, there's someone there, get some hints from. But you can always message myself or Wayne or someone in the community and we'll give you some tips. That's not a problem. Ah, that's another Keith. See, I remember that. John said he wondered whether it was Jaffers or the post I was unwrapping. It's the post.
It'll be both.
No, the Jaffers are still in the car. I didn't get them out last night. But I like my postman. He always tends to come when my wife's not around, so I can unwrap what I bought. It's just none the wiser. Rubber dub, that's cheating, buying one from another turner and telling her you made it. Have a go. I made my wife a bowl not long after I started turning. And it's a typical first type bowl, you know, square side, square bottom.
Yeah, dog bowl.
Yeah, dog bowl. She loved it. It's still on the dining room table. Full of potpourri. She loved it. Mark from Shop Dog Workshop just joined.
Hey, Mark.
Steve Ellis has been really wrong and ordered pineapple Jaffa cakes.
As far as I'm concerned, you're really wrong at ordering any type of Jaffa cake.
Wood turning from Nathan Watwood. So he's turning a piece of apple. Quite green, it was only cut recently. Coffee, got that. Yeah, Steve, you won't like them. They're horrible.
There's still a fair bit to go off here. There's a lot of flat there, but this is going to blend in just up at the right point. I'll bring the tool rest round so I'm nice and close.
Jax is asking, what sort of speed are you turning at, Wayne?
I am now at 750.
Yeah, John, that's what I tend to do. So I ordered it on Wish ages ago, and it's only just arrived.
See how that's looking. Yeah, we're getting there.
What's Nick saying? I'll get the picture, see you all later. Have I missed something, Nick? Sorry, I was unwrapping post and trying to make a coffee.
Didn't even see you there, Nick. Sorry about that.
No, let's have a look. I'm just scrolling back up. Oh, there we go. Wayne, you quick drying that one or letting it dry on its own?
Right, what I'm doing with this one, Nick, if you are still there, I'm going to turn it very thin, and I'm just going to leave it to warp. I'm not going to turn it thick and put it away to dry properly. It's going to be turned very thin, and I'm going to leave it to warp. I'm not going to sand the outside until I get the inside turned. And the reason I'm not sanding the outside is that, seeing as how the wood is very wet, it'll basically clog up any sort of abrasive I use if I try and sand this when it's very wet. If I turn it thin walled, that way, once I start sanding, it's going to produce some heat and start drying out the wood anyway.
Not sure if he's still there. Jax is often asking if Nick's on this weekend yet. Nick is live tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. There's no doubt Scott's either eating bickies or sweets. Rumbled. Terry's chocolate orange. Oh, Lenny, I didn't realise. Right, the chat has my full attention now, guys. Let's go back and see what Lenny says.
Right, that's the outside turned. It's got a nice natural edge shape on there. You can see where the crotch is, and that's the main pith of the branch there. I'm not bothered about the pith being in because it is going to get turned thin, and if the pith cracks, I'm not overly concerned about that.
So Lenny's saying he bought the Arbortech plane based on your video. Doug from Pole Barns just joined.
It's not the Arbortech plane that I've got. It's the Arbortech. Or it's just the ordinary wood blade. But the Arbortech plane is a fantastic piece of kit.
I've not seen
that. It really is. Yeah, I've used it. Last time I was down at Glyn's, I used it because he's got one. It's a brilliant piece of kit, that is.
I'm not saying that. I've got the mini Arbortech blade for the Proxon. But...
Take the faceplate ring off.
Mark the Gentleman would understand there's many Marks and many Steves that are taking over the world. Right. Oh, Lenny Stanley ordered the whole Arbortech kit.
Well, very good.
Question, Scott, did you need a new belt to help cover up your Jaffa Cake addiction? No, it's not a belt for my trousers. It is a drive belt for my bench sander. It was playing up the other day. I took the cover off and went, that'll be why it's not driving the belt then. It's probably something to do with the 3000 mini beasts that I sanded on it earlier on in the year.
Right.
Georgianne is saying I've got some sort of accent. So Nick is live tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK time.
And Stace is live at 8 p.m. tonight.
Yeah. Colin Roberts is saying he watched a bloke called Stuart Freeney. I know Stuart well.
Yeah, I know Stuart as well.
Last night, he had a wicked bowl turning tool, turned 2 bowls from 1. It was a real beast. I bet that's the coring system.
That's the coring system. I think he uses the woodcut coring system.
Yeah. Guys, if you've got a question, if I just ask that you put question beforehand, just so I can make sure I see it. Jax is saying, do you know if you can find smaller discs as Arbortech for a small grinder?
Yes.
Arbortech do a small one that fits the Procton mini grinder. I think mine come from Axminster.
There's my angle grinder, the small one. Bear with me a minute, guys.
So have you got the blade for a 4-inch grinder, Wayne?
Yeah.
Baz, question, where's all the baguettes gone? Don't know, mate. Not here.
Right, that's the small Arbortech blade that goes into the small grinder. And which grinder is it on? This one. That's the 4-inch blade that goes onto the ordinary grinder, the 4.5-inch grinder. And it's also that size is the 4.5-inch grinder that the Arbortech planer blade goes on as well.
Where are you? Lenny's saying, I got a bench sander sent to me by a company which you won't name. And it's exactly the same as Record Power, different casing, colour, same internal. Yeah, I think there's several companies that I've got the BDS 150, and there's several companies that do that, but it's all badged and coloured different. Fingers has joined. Hi, Fingers.
Hey, David. Now, whenever you're doing any really thin walled bowls, you're always as well getting the thickness of the wall done up here before you start removing the bulk of the wood from the center. That way you get less vibration. And what you should do is turn it, sand it. Well, turn it and sand it anyway, not necessarily finish it, but you should always turn it and sand it when you get to the thickness of wall that you want. Let's see how we're doing on thickness. I'm not doing that bad.
Here we go, Wayne. Question for you from Baz. How much space is sufficient for a lathe?
How much what? How much weight?
No, how much space?
How much, right. For my lathe here, I need, hang on, I'll just get my tape out. Right, that's around about 5'6" in length, because I've got a long bed on this one, and it's probably, width-wise, I'll go by the legs, 2 foot. So for this one, it's 5'6" by 2 foot. For the big VB, believe it or not, you only need a 2 foot by 2 foot space, because it's a bolt turning lathe, the pedestal lathe. But you do need a bit of space behind it for the tool rest.
Yeah, and also I made the mistake when I got my big lathe. You've got to leave room if you've got a knockout bar to get that in, and also if you've got a swivel head to be able to swivel a motor. Ian says, question, did Wayne mean to turn and sand as you go down the wall?
Yes, if you're doing, I'll probably not do this today because this is a demo. I'll probably just turn this to a fairly thin-walled bowl. But what you should do, obviously, if you can, get the outside finished and sanded, or sanded and finished. And then when you turn in the inside, go down about an inch at a time and get the wall thickness done. Get that sanded, go down a bit further, taking some of the inside out. If I took all of the inside out now and then tried to get the wall down to a thickness, I'd just get vibration all over the place and I'll just end up with a lot of tool marks, which is something that you don't want.
Before you think about a lathe though, Baz, you need to think about a phone holder so like we can actually see your face in the hangouts. Ian says, thank you very much, Wayne. Mark's saying a phone holder could be the first thing that Baz turns.
Right. I can actually see light through here, and I can see where it's a little bit thicker than everywhere else. I'll see if I can just pick that up.
Lenny's going to be changing his name to LR Woodworks.
All right.
We'll have to remember that. You might have to remind us, Lenny.
That's not showing very well, is it? Trying to show. Can you see the light coming through the side there? When I stick it onto a thicker piece? Right. That's on the thicker piece at the bottom of the bowl, and that's coming up to the thin bit.
You can see it now, yeah. So roughly how thick's that, Wayne?
That is, I'll just tell you. That's 2 mil.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to move my tool rest in a wee bit. Just make sure everything's missing. No, it's not. It is now. Must be slightly hitting somewhere. No, just there.
Mike obviously heard my ringtone. He started quoting the word. It is a very good tune, Tommy. It's one of my favourite songs. It's also very good for driving on blue lights at speed. Dr. Bob's joined us. Good morning, all. I've been watching whilst having my breakfast in my favourite coffee shop.
Thanks for coming in.
I said to the wife this morning when I saw her, I said, I had a doctor watching me from America last night, and he had me on his 42-inch screen in his waiting room. She went, really? I went, yep.
Right, I've got an inclusion in there. That's going to come out at some point. I think this bark is going to end up coming off, but I'm not overly concerned about that. Just get this bit done.
Okay. Colin, question. Just got a set of record power bolt gouges. I've got a normal bench grinder. Will that be okay to sharpen them? I normally use carbide, as I'm hopeless at sharpen HSS. So if you're going to use a bench grinder, Colin, then I strongly suggest getting a sharpening jig. You can pick them up eBay, Amazon, places like that. It will make it,
£70
yeah, it will make it a lot easier for you sharpening on a bench grinder.
And what I would also do as well is have a look. I'm sure either Turner's Retreat or Tool Post sell them if you're in the UK, that is. Rather than having the ordinary grind wheel on there, get a ruby wheel. They're a lot less aggressive, the ruby wheels, than the ordinary grindstone wheels. Either a ruby one or a white one.
There you go, Midnight's on gave up on making a Pro Edge style gouge clamp after snapping a 6mm by 30mm steel bar. So he's ordered the record power one instead for 19 quid. I'm sure Stormek do a jig also that you can use on a normal grinder. When you get a chance, Wayne, JP's backstage.
Oh, hang on, I dropped my flaming mouse. Where did that go?
Baz is saying, what's up with the brow? Nothing, Baz. You just reminded me of the little yellow bloke off Catchphrase.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Afternoon,
Mr. Page, how
JP.
the devil are you?
How you doing? How is everybody?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Very well, very well.
Not achieved much this morning, but yeah.
You get your phone sorted?
I went on my phone. It was attempting to try and cancel the tablet off of my contract.
All right.
Yeah, and they were trying to convince me otherwise. Because my contract was up on the tablet. So I didn't feel I needed it, but they decided that they wanted me to stay with them. And I was like, no. I mean, so I've got 3 other devices with O2, but they didn't seem to matter. Evidently, spending £70 a month of them isn't enough.
That's why I went to Tesco's, because they use O2, but it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Hello, everybody out in the chat.
Now, the reason I'm having a couple of problems with this at the minute is because I am quite a
You're
long
not using carbide.
Yeah, okay. I'm a fair distance away from the tool rest. Let's see how am I doing on thickness down at the bottom. Oh, I'm happy with that.
Mark's saying you're lucky, JP. He's nearly £200 with O2.
Yeah, this £70 is just me.
Wayne, Colin's asking what grit should he go for on his wheel?
Right, I don't remember what the grits are on the wheels, Colin. But if you
Yorkshire.
I'm sure it's either Turn and Post or Turner's Retreat, Tool Post or Turner's Retreat. do the grinding wheels, and you can get the ordinary grey one that is generally on the grinding wheels. You can get a ruby one, which isn't as aggressive, and I think you can get a white one as well, which is even smoother than the ruby one. I recommended to Nick to go for the ruby one, which he did do, and I think his sharpening has improved because of it.
Mark's saying 120 or 240.
Or a lot of Yorkshire grit.
Yeah, so I've got a 120 belt on the Pro Edge. Mike's asking, are the leather honing wheels worth the investment?
Don't know, never used them.
No, I've never used one.
I've never, other than some little bits and bobs of metal work on my grinder, I have not used my grinder for sharpening wood turning tools since I got my Pro Edge.
Oh.
I know Chris Fisher's got honing wheel on the side of the format. So if you go into Chris Drive, Chris might be the one to speak to about that. Keith saying 240 is much too fine for turning tools.
Yeah, I agree. You don't need anything above 120 as far as I'm concerned. It works just fine. Right, so I've left a bit of depth in the bottom there. This bark, I suppose I could glue it back on, but we'll wait and see what happens after the sanding. I'm just going to do a quick sand on this. Nothing very much, just so it looks okay in any photos I might put out.
And Stuart's saying that honing wheel is useful for bench chisels, carving chisels, knives, etc., but not necessary for turning tools. JP's giving you £2 for your practice piece.
Thank you, JP.
Mike's got to go. 2 p.m. time slot to collect new guttering and downpipes.
See you, Mike.
You know what Mike's going to be up to this afternoon. Cheers for coming in, Mike.
Say that, Mike.
And again, when you're power sanding any sort of natural edge where you're going to be hitting air a lot of the time, always use the bottom part of the sander, because if you use the top part, the natural edge is just going to come down and hit it and probably break off.
So we've got 39 in watching, 18 thumbs up, so don't forget to hit that for Wayne, guys.
Yeah.
That's a good amount for a lunchtime live, 39.
Yeah, that bark
Do
is going to
you ever find that the heat makes that sandpaper delaminate?
Yeah. It's not just the heat. I'm forgetting which company I got these from. Bear with me a minute.
You did send me the link back a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you said to me, go and get these, I'll use these. And you said a few minutes later, you said, don't get them from there, they're crap.
Cyanet or Cyanet, they're based in Yorkshire. Supposed to be a similar alternative or an alternative to Abranet. They're very cheap and they're not that good. The dog thought Jane was coming home there. Obviously, they were wrong.
Steve Young's just joined, saying he's eating a sarnie and watching Wayne. Not bad for a Friday.
Yeah.
Keith from PD Box Company said he's late again. Bugger.
Baz from France wants to know if I've eaten all the baguettes. No, you're the one that likes French stick. Ah.
You can't actually see it, but this thing is flexing all over the place.
Jane's home.
No, she's not. I'm just wondering if that's somebody, delivering something. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Donkeys. Don't forget the garlic, Baz, is Wayne saying. Sorry, Mark saying.
Right, enough.
That's the dogs eating the postman.
Yeah.
Mark's saying he's supposed to be working from home, but feck it, it's Friday and he's in the shop. So I got up this morning, made a list of jobs that I need to do today.
Well, at least you've made the list.
I think I've ticked 2 of them, and then my mate arrived, who hasn't visited for ages. It's meant to be my best mate, but he only come because he was collecting wood. So that's all right.
Stuart in Greeley, I apologise if I butchered your last name. He says, is using a power drill better than using a cordless?
I think so, because it's got more power and it's got a higher speed than a cordless. That's a personal preference, though.
I think we've all got a lot of personal preference when it comes to standing, haven't we?
Right, I'll move on. This is just going to sit in the window, and once the sun comes back, catch some sun so I can try and get it to warp.
Steve Young saying, tell the postie to give the dog to give the postie his leg back. Mark saying he thinks
a dog, it's a horse.
What dogs you got, Wayne?
I've got a black long-haired German Shepherd.
Yep.
I've got a pure white, what's called a Utenhagen, which is basically a cross breed. It was bred in the 80s from the German Shepherd, Alaskan Malamute, and Husky. Okay. So it was bred to look like a wolf.
I bet that scares the postman.
She's actually not that big. I think she was pretty much the runt of the litter. She's not that big at all. Oh, that goes onto a screw chuck. And I've got the cross staffy.
JP, this might be one for you. For a question from Tommy: does anybody know if Record Power do an upgrade to the guide bearings for the BS 350 bandsaw instead of the flat wheel type?
Wouldn't have a clue, mate, if I'm totally honest with you.
Be
best off probably giving them a call.
If you do, Tommy, and they do, let us know, because I've got the flat wheel on mine. It'd be quite nice to upgrade. Keith's asking how much storage have I got now. Not a lot, Keith, because he had everything that couldn't go in my storage.
There it is.
And bits I didn't want.
Right, so what I'm going to do, just to finish this off, I'm not going to put any finish on this. I'll probably just get an oil finish, and I'll do that once it's warped. But I'm just going to get the tenon taken off the bottom. Just cut a piece off this mat. Put that over there like that. Stick the ball on. Bring the tail stop up. See if I can get that centered.
Colin's saying that's an impressive looking beastie. Tommy's going to ring record after this. I presume if they do it for the 350, they do it for the 300, don't they?
This wasn't where it bloody was.
That'll do. That's how I turn. That'll do.
Yeah, that's how I usually turn as well, GP. Oh, that'll do. Alright, I'll just get that taken off with a chisel. That no, I won't. I will sand it off.
Lenny's blaming Wayne for being late.
Alright. How's that work?
Late for what? I'm not sure.
I'll not be able to find me bloody chisels when I want. Sorry, me. When these chucks tighten up, they really tighten up.
Bum, bum, bum. Keith saying that's a Scotsman's wallet tightness. Be alright, but Wayne's not a Scotsman, he's a Geordie.
Yeah, not as tight as a duck's arse. You could put a lump of coal between his arse cheeks and in 2 weeks have a diamond.
Yeah.
Oh, don't die yet then, Wayne. Because that's what my missus says she's going to do with my ashes, is turn them into a diamond. So it's show
All right.
You can make one for her. Where are we?
Now, if you are going to use the Jacob's chuck in a headstock for doing anything like this, for sanding or anything like this, you're always as well using a drawbar through the headstock. And I'll show you what I mean once I finish sanding this off.
I've come to the conclusion that Wayne hasn't gone grey, he's just got sawdust in his beard.
That's it.
Lenny says, Wayne's a Geordie, sorry for your troubles. On the plus side, at least he's not a Mackham.
Well, I'm just about in the middle, to tell you the truth.
What's the Mackham?
Mackham's from Sunderland.
Sunderland. Right, how many times did you used to run around when you were younger, Wayne, singing Fog on a Tyne is oh mine, oh mine?
Oh, God, the amount of times I actually went to a concert to see them do it.
Good old Gazza.
Loads of times I saw Lindisfarne doing that in the 70s.
Emma's just cancelled all lives until further notice.
Yes. Hubby's had a change of medication.
Yeah.
And he's not having a very good reaction to them.
Oh dear.
Wish Roy all the best.
Yeah.
Doug Miller's saying he's very late, but he likes what he sees.
Oh, hi, Doug.
And John Cahill, good morning, afternoon from Ohio in the USA.
Good afternoon, John. Oh, I was going to show you that, wasn't I? Right, we'll knock this out. So yes, if you're going to use a Jacob's chuck like this, there's a 2 Morse taper Jacob's chuck. If you're going to use it in the headstock, if it's only in there by itself, it's very dangerous because it can pop out. So what you need to do is buy a Jacob's chuck, and the 2 Morse taper needs to have a thread in the end of it. I think this one is an M10 thread. So what I've done, I've just made up, I've got some threaded rod, M10 threaded rod, long enough to go through the headstock, and that just screws in to the drill chuck, sorry, to the Jacob's chuck. That screws in, and then I've got a large washer and a wing nut on the end to tighten it down to the headstock so it holds everything secure so it doesn't pop out.
Yeah. So I presume if you haven't got a threaded hole in the end of your Morse taper, you could drill one in there.
With difficulty, because it'll be hardened.
But if I took it to an engineering shop or something like that,
they might have to cut a piece off, because as far as I remember, the normal Morse tapers that come with Jacob's chucks, they've got a bit of sort of a flat bit on the end of it, on the end of the Morse taper. I mean,
Yep.
So anyway,
Yeah,
guys, in fact, what I'll do, I'll change camera, I'll have a sit down, and then I'll show you the bowl.
Good thinking, Batman.
Good thinking. Right, get the tail stuck out the way, get the tail rest out the way.
Dale Kirkwood, who's that? He's come in disguise. He's not as Maple Tree. How are you doing?
I think
Oh, now
Dale's
he's-
been a bit on the busy side.
Now he's
So
trying
there
to
we
push
are,
up.
guys. A piece of apple, which started out a very gnarly piece of apple. It has left some of the burr on the inside, which I'm quite happy about. Right, just to show you what it, or the colour it will end up looking like.
That's very nice.
Oh,
I'm just going to put some lemon oil in here, give it a quick wipe over.
So I
This is a
thought Dale was trying to push up your viewings.
a very, very light coloured oil anyway, so it won't change really the colour of the wood very much. And then I'll just quickly show you this, and then you can all get away and carry on with your Friday afternoon.
yay.
Now it was Chestnut Products, lemon oil. And there it is. Up, there we are. One natural edge turned from a bit of a gnarly branch from an apple tree I cut down about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Super chat from Ian B. That's beautiful. And you make
Thank
it
you,
look
Ian.
so easy. Dale's giving you a super chat so Jane can buy some proper Jaffas. For £2, if she goes to Tesco, she can get you 60 Wayne.
She's not buying any for me. I tell you, there's one pack in the cupboard at the moment, and they're just waiting on Dale arriving.
Tommy Dunn's give you a super chat.
Thanks, Tommy.
Mark, the gentleman woodturner's going shopping now. He's allowed to mix with the great unwashed. That's not very nice. Take it easy, Mark, while you're out and about. Remember, you've got stitches and stuff.
No
Yeah.
problem about your advice, Colin. Anytime.
No doing wheelies on your skateboard.
Yeah, I quite like that. It's turned out quite nice, and
Very nice.
it'll warp really well, especially these areas here. You know where all the burrs are. Sorry.
Yep.
Where all the burrs are, they'll really warp and change shape and everything. So it'll end up being I don't know, a week or so. It'll end up being a very interesting shape. I'll get some photographs up on social media later on this afternoon, and I'm going
Brian
to end
Anderson's just
JP, are we hanging about to do the centrifugal thing? Have you got time for that? Just now?
I can't do it. Get in a workshop at the moment. I've got things to do right after this, mate.
No problem.
Unfortunately.
What you had tomorrow?
Yeah, I should be able to do it. Yeah.
Grand.
Yeah.
Give us just send us a message when you're ready. It'll only take us 2 minutes to get set up.
Yeah. All right, mate. No worries.
Grand. Right, I'm going to press the bloody button. Oh, another super chat. Brian. Thank you very much, Brian. Much appreciated. Thanks, guys. Big thank you to everybody who's come in. It's really nice having people in watching what I'm doing. At least that way I'm not talking to myself.
We hit 44 at one point.
That happens quite a lot with me, I've got to say.
Yeah.
I'll get away and see what these dogs have been up to.
Go and retrieve.
And I will be back on Monday lunchtime. I probably won't have any idea what I'm doing until Sunday. But obviously I'll put the link up so you can see what I'm going to be doing. So bye for now, guys. Thanks for coming in. Much appreciated, really.
Take it easy.
See you all. Bye.